NASCAR. What am I going in your eye? Too much sun, another NASCAR. What am I going in your eye? Too much sun, another NASCAR. I'm lost again, but I gotta maintain. Too much sun, another NASCAR. What am I going in your eye?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to race number 25 of Season 2 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series. So after today, we have only one regular season race left, which is Lime Rock, then the Talladega LCQ race for the chase, and then the 10-race chase for the championship will begin. Hi, I'm Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Pennsylvania 400 at Pocono Raceway. This is our second trip here this season at Pocono. 20 laps of really good racing at this 2.5-mile track with the famous tunnel turn and its three corners, the tricky triangle. So here we go. Let's take a look at your starting lineup for today's race. But before we do that, we're going to take a look at how the chase standings are when we come and start this race. Mason Bromer leads the points by 35 points over Gabe Williams. So if Mason Bromer can get a solid finish today, he will be locked into the chase for the championship. So the top 10 in points at this moment would be Mason Bromer, Gabe Williams, Hunter Bell, Betty Johnson, Parker Wright, Austin Talley, Chase Oliver, Joshua Collard, Chris Washer, and Jessica Shelton. The two wildcard spots would go to Seth Cole and PJ Williams for both having 2 wins this season. So it's interesting, but actually also for the 10th spot, it's tied between Jessica Shelton and Cody Lamas, but Jessica Shelton gets the tiebreaker for having more wins than Cody Lamas, which Cody hasn't had a win this season, while Shelton has won 3 times this season. But now let's take a look at your starting lineup for today's race. Well, there's a look at your starting lineup. Charles Jackson on the pole with Austin Talley second. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. As we go to the TV2 camera, it is side by side between Jackson and Talley at the moment. But now we head into turn number 1, and Jackson gets the advantage by running the bottom. And he's going to clear the 88 of Austin Talley. But now he's got Chris Washer on his tail. As we look around the back to the middle of the pack to make sure how everything is going, as we see a couple of 3-wide battles up here. Meanwhile, it is single file with the top 3 cars, Jackson, Washer, and Talley, but now Washer is trying to get a run on the bottom to try to get the lead from Charles Jackson. Meanwhile, Austin Talley's up here in this battle for the lead as well. And the caution's out for the first time. Let's see who was involved. Oh, I see Alex Pedro, Sam Young, Cody Lamas was back here. Kyle Matthews, Eric Burton was back here. Ryan Anderson Jr. in the back. I can tell this separated the pack a little bit, so it happened right around back here. Around where Jessica Shelton is. But so far, it doesn't look like any severe damage, so it looked like a bunch of spins. Maybe some scrapes. But let's take a look and see what brought the caution out for the first time today here at Pocono. Here's a look at what happened. Watch the 3 of Michael Norman. He gets tapped from behind by Theo Stegall into Dylan Thero, and that forces Llamas up the track into Burton, and then all these cars just started to pile in. Meanwhile, Sam Young, he gets clipped, and he spins in front of the track right in front of Alex Pedro and Kyle Matthews. And that was what happened. So really no severe damage on any of these cars. I don't see smoke coming out of anybody. So I think we might have gotten away with just some spins and a few hits. But other than that, I think these cars will be able to continue. But we'll take you to the restart to find out for sure. Well, lights are out on the pace car, which means next time by we will go green, and it will be 15 to go. And no cars have gone over the wall, so every car is still out on track after that first caution. But Austin Talley is your leader. Second is Tommy Mooney, as we did have cars come down pit road, some stayed out. These are drivers who stayed out. Austin Talley, your leader. Second is his teammate Tommy Mooney. Third is Chase Oliver. Fourth is Brody Talley. Excuse me for a second. I had to sneeze, I apologize. Fourth is Brody Talley. Fifth is Parker Wright. Sixth is Dylan Thero. Seventh is Michael Norman. Eighth is Trid Dunham. Ninth is Dylan Young. 10th is Matt McIntyre. Then it's Rue McIntyre 11th. 12th is Zachary Fitzwater. 13th is Jecko Knight. 14th Jessica Sheldon. 15th Joshua Collard. This 16th is Austin Weiner. 17th Hunter Bell. 18th PJ Williams. 19th Henrietta Fitzwater. Rounding out the top 20 is Seth Cole. 21st is Ryan Anderson Jr. 22nd is pole sitter Charles Jackson. Everybody else behind Jackson pitted. Then it's Chris Washer in 23rd. 24th is Sonny Hammond. 25th is Danny Wells. 26th is Ian Dutta. 27th David Rivera. 28th Theo Segal. 29th Andy Thomas. Rounding out the top 30 is Preston Plord. 31st is Gabe Williams. 32nd is Alex Hawkins. 33rd is Ken Thero. 34th is Justin Talampas. 35th is Betty Johnson. 36th is Barney Taylor. 37th is Mason Bromer. 38th is Alex Pedro. 39th is Cody Lamas. Rounding out the top 40 is Eric Burton. And the last two cars are Sam Young and Kyle Matthews. Pace car pulling into pit road. And now we are back under green here at Pocono. And Austin Talley is your leader, and he's trying to go for his third win of the season. And if he does, he will get a locked-in spot in the chase. If he does. But now, Tommy Mooney was trying to get the bottom line going, but he couldn't get it going that time. And Tommy Mooney's trying to go for his first career Walmart Cup Series win. He had a struggling season last season driving the 33 car, the same car that Gabe Williams is running. But here in the 48, he's in the same car that Austin LaPlante won a race last season. And now here he is going to the bottom to try to clear his teammate, Austin Talley, for the lead. And he's going to get it. And wow, Brody Talley got a big run entering turn 3. He's trying to go underneath Talley for... Brody Talley going underneath Austin Talley for the second spot. The Talleys are up here in the top 3. But Tommy Mooney will lead that lap. As I saw, there was no cautions out right there as we are still green. And it was 3 wide for second. Dylan Thero trying to go underneath the Talleys, and he does. Great job for the 17. And now Mason Bromer just got shuffled back to dead last. Mason Bromer has had a very, very tough last several races. Had a big points lead. Now that points lead's down to 35 points. He could lose more points, and he's trying to get a good finish so he can get a guaranteed spot in the chase. But I'd say, depending on where drivers behind him and points like Gabe Williams, among others, finish, he might still lock in a spot, which I think he is going to lock up a spot. But Tommy Mooney still leads the way. While we're at it, while we're still green, let's take a look at a run through of the top 20. Tommy Mooney is your leader. Second is Dylan Thero. Third is Brody Talley. Fourth is Parker Wright. Fifth is Austin Talley. Sixth is Rue McIntyre. Seventh is Michael Norman. Eighth is Trent Dunham. Ninth, Matt McIntyre. 10th is Joshua Collard. 11th is Chase Oliver. Yeah, 11th Chase Oliver. 12th Jecko Knight. 13th Austin Weiner. 14th Zachary Fitzwater. 15th PJ Williams. 16th was now going to be Ryan Anderson Jr. 17th Jessica Sheldon. 18th Dylan Young. 19th Chris Washer. 20th is Hunter Bell. And we are still green as we now got a battle for the lead as Dylan Thero leads that lap. He's trying to get around Tommy Mooney, and he does. He gets around them, but now Mooney trying to go back to the bottom. Went for a crossover move, but wasn't quick enough. Entering turn 1 that time. As we are still green, we are a couple laps away from the halfway point. And now here comes Rue McIntyre. Now this guy has been in desperate need to pick up a win, as he had a struggle last season in that 8 car. This season he started off the season really good. Lately he's been slipping in points a little bit. He's, I believe, 22nd in points. I believe so. No, he's 19th in points. And here he is going to the bottom to try to get around Dylan Thero for the lead, and he's going to get it. Rue McIntyre trying to go for his first career Walmart Cup Series victory, and he's going to lead this lap as we are 1 lap away from halfway here at Pocono. And then after this race, we have only one more race before the chase, as well as the LCQ at Talladega. The next race we are running is back at a road course at Lime Rock, and whoever wins that race, no matter who it is going to be locked into the chase for the championship. But then after that, we've got the Chase LCQ race at Talladega, where the drivers who didn't make the chase via winning Lime Rock or getting in the top 10 or getting a wild card spot will race it out for 19 or so laps at Talladega. As meanwhile, cars are coming into pit road. Rue McIntyre's in the pits, but there's a lot of drivers staying out, and now Dylan Thero is back to the lead. So now the top 5 is Dylan Thero, Parker Wright, Austin Talley, Brody Talley, and Ryan Anderson Jr. As about less than half of the cars in the field are in pit road. Some of them were leaders during this race. As Dylan Thero leads the way, but I'm certain that he's coming down pit road this time by, along with everybody else, as we are at the halfway point. We're past halfway now. So you gotta wonder if these cars are going to make it on fuel the rest of the way, which I believe they can. And I think they will. And here we go. Everybody else is coming down pit road. Although some are electing to stay out yet again. Chris Washer, who led in the beginning, he's now back to the point. And this group of cars were cars who pitted under that caution on lap 3. Was when they came down pit road on lap 3, so these cars have a couple extra laps on fuel, but I do think they will still have to come down pit road. Depending on how their pit stops happen, who knows who's going to be the leader once these round of green flag pit stops is over. Chris Washer trying to go for his 2nd win of the season, as well as his 6th of his career, to tie with Jessica Shelton. Depending on how the strategy for pit stops are going to go, who knows what's going to happen. Chris Washer staying out yet another lap, while cars behind him, like Ian Dutta, are coming down pit road. Now 2nd, let's see who is 2nd. Is Trent Dunham 2nd? I don't believe he is. No, Sonny Hammond's 2nd. Then 3rd, Charles Jackson. Now 3rd is David Rivera. So Chris Washer trying to stretch out more fuel and trying to win this race. Now, we haven't had too many multiple winners this season. The only multiple winners we've had so far this year have been Hunter Bell, Austin Talley, Jessica Sheldon, Seth Cole, and PJ Williams. With Jessica Sheldon having 3, while Talley, Cole, Williams, and Bell all have 2. And here comes Chris Washer into pit road, as well as Hammond, Rivera, and Jackson. So now the closest car to them is Dylan Thero. You gotta wonder if the lead can cycle back around to the 17, but let's keep an eye out on Chris Washer's stop, as right now it looks like he's going with 2 tires and fuel, but let's see if he's going to go with the full 4-tire stop. No, he's going with 2 tires and gas. But here comes Dylan Thero coming off of turn 3, along with Rue McIntyre, Joshua Collard, and Tommy Mooney. We know these guys are probably going to be close to the good on fuel. And yes, Dylan Thero has gotten around Chris Washer, so now Dylan Thero is your leader, but Washer, he's going to lose several spots as a result of those pit stops. And it looks like he's going to maintain 5th place, as Dylan Thero is back around as your leader. So let's take a look at a run through of the top 10 or the top 20 now that we've gotten those green flag pit stops out of the way. It is Dylan Thero the leader, 2nd Rue McIntyre, 3rd is Joshua Collard, 4th is Tommy Mooney, 5th is Parker Wright, 6th is Zachary Fitzwater, 7th is Matt McIntyre, 8th Gabe Williams, 9th Michael Norman, 10th is Chris Washer, 11th is Barney Taylor, 12th, or actually Austin Weiner's 10th, 12th would be Barney Taylor, now it's Chris Washer 12th, 13th Hunter Bell, 14th Jessica Sheldon, 15th Brody Talley, 16th Austin Talley, 17th Theo Stegall, 18th Ian Dutta, 19th David Rivera, 20th is Justin Talampaz. While we're at it, let's look at the rest of the field. Alex Pedro in 21st, 22nd Preston Plord, 23rd is Sonny Hammond, 24th is Annie Thomas, 25th is Kyle Matthews, 26th is Danny Wells, 27th is Ryan Anderson Jr., 28th Charles Jackson, 29th Seth Cole, 30th Alex Hawkins, 30th now is Chase Oliver, 31st Alex Hawkins, 37th Dylan Young, 38th, or not 38th, let's see where Henrietta Fitzwater scored, 31st, 32nd is Alex Hawkins, 33rd Dylan Young, 34th Ken Thero, 35th Sam Young, 36th Cody Lamas, 37th Betty Johnson, 38th PJ Williams, 39th is Eric Burden, 40th is Mason Bromer, 41st is Trent Dunham, and then dead last is Jecko Knight, who's now coming out of pit road. He must have got into something because he is several laps down. Let's see if he has any damage. No, he's got no damage. It must have been a mechanical problem with the 38, so that's a tough break for Jecko Knight. Meanwhile, Dylan Thero continues to lead. Let's see the margin that it was at the line. Between a quarter and half a second, he has over Rue McIntyre. Rue McIntyre trying to hunt down the 17 of Dylan Thero to get his first career Walmart Cup Series victory, but he's going to have to find a different line to run if he's going to try to run down Dylan Thero. I think if a caution comes out between now, within these final laps, the race will be over. So that is something Rue McIntyre does not want to have happen, is a caution. He wants to try to run down the 17 as much as he possibly can. But he's got plenty of time to do it, as it's going to be 3 to go when they come to the stripe. Let's take a look at the margin now between these two. Pretty much the same, except Rue McIntyre actually lost 1/100 of a second, but not much. And now Rue McIntyre trying to run a lower line than the 17, but it's not really working at the moment. He's still maintaining the same pace. Dylan Thero actually had a faster lap that time. Rue McIntyre has the fastest lap in the race of a 54.431. But last lap he was only about a little over 100th slower than Dylan Thero, so that is how he lost a little bit of ground. And now they're getting ready to take 2 laps to go here. Let's see the margin this time. Rue McIntyre is losing 100th of a second every lap. Rue McIntyre is gonna have to try to go lower and keep it steady if he's gonna be able to get around the 17. Or he better hope that Dylan Thero has to come and pit and Rue McIntyre can stretch it out an extra lap and try to stay up in the front. But who knows how that will work, because I don't think these cars have to pit for the rest of the race since they were able to make it halfway through the race on fuel. So I think these cars are good on gas, but doesn't help. It would help to make sure. Let's see Dylan Thero. It doesn't look like he's coming down. So now Dylan Thero is getting ready to take the white flag here in this race. Let's see the margin for the lead. He actually gained a few hundredths on Rue McIntyre during that. Rue McIntyre's gonna have to try very, very hard. Try to suck up to him as in a draft and try to catch up to him and do a crossover move, go to the bottom if he's gonna have any hope to get around that 17 car. Oh man, he tried closing right there, but he's going to have one more shot here in turn 3. He's going to have to dive in if he's going to be able to get to the 17. And he couldn't do it, so I think Dylan Thero might have this win. As they are getting ready to come off of turn number 3, the last time. Here to take the checkered flag, Dylan Thero gets his first career NASCAR Walmart Cup Series win, and he's going to get it here at Pocono. Great job by Dylan Thero. Great job by that 17 team. And there is Jekko Knight, who's still not completed. Mason Bromer is going to get 40th, so he does lock up a spot in the chase, but still that was a pretty poor run for him. But nonetheless, Mason Bromer is locked in the chase. Actually, several cars are now going to be locked into the chase, depending on where some of the guys got where finished up in points. Rue McIntyre was actually 100th of a second quicker than Dylan Thero at the end, but it wasn't enough for Rue McIntyre to win. But let's take a look at your official results. Dylan Thero gets his first career NASCAR Walmart Cup Series victory, and he's going to get it at Pocono. Congratulations to the 17 team. Rue McIntyre tried hard to get to the 17, but he didn't have anything for him, but he's still going to come away with second. Parker Wright gets a great third place finish. Great job for him. He might lock up a spot in the chase. Tommy Mooney gets a good fourth place run. Great job for him. And Joshua Collard pulls off another great finish. He comes away with a fifth place finish. Matt McIntyre, solid sixth place finish. Michael Norman gets a very good seventh place finish. Zachary Fitzwater comes away with a good eighth place finish. Austin Weiner, another top 10. He's going to try to move up in points and hope he can try to get another win at Lime Rock and get into chase. And then rounding out the top 10 is Austin Talley, and he might lock up a spot in the chase. The rest of the top 20 was Hunter Bell, Brody Talley, Barney Taylor, Theo Stegall, Chris Washer, David Rivera, Alex Pedro, Jessica Shelton, Henrietta Fitzwater, and Sonny Hammond. The rest of the top 30 was Preston Plord, Ryan Anderson Jr., Gabe Williams, Annie Thomas, Dylan Young, Justin Talampas, Alex Hawkins, Chase Oliver, Charles Jackson, and Ian Dutta. The rest of the top 40 was Seth Cole, Sam Young, Cody Lamas, Ken Thero, PJ Williams, Danny Wells, Kyle Matthews, Betty Johnson, Eric Burton, and Mason Bromer. And then the final two cars who finished were Trent Dunham and the only car who was a lap or more down due to mechanical problems, but he continued, and that is Jekko Knight. So that is race number 25 in the books. We have one more regular season race left, which is at Lime Rock. And remember, whoever wins that race, doesn't matter who, they will be locked into the chase. But then after that, we have the LCQ race for the chase at Talladega. Then after that race is over, then the 10-race chase will begin. But until we get to Lime Rock, here is your results, rookie points, and overall points. I'm Levi McIntyre saying so long, everybody.